Hello, people, and welcome back to the Just Your Football Show for your second video of today. After you've watched this, I'll probably be on Twitch, right? So go to the description in my video, join the FPL League, but also follow me on Twitch because I've been doing a Leeds career mode. The community is growing over there as well, so you'll be seeing a lot more of me over there. So after you've watched this, and if you're bored, I'll probably be on Twitch, right? So go on over and check that out. We're still on the 11th of July. As promised, this is your second video, and we're going to be talking about the striker position because now that Rafinha's left the building, we have money to play with, and we know Leeds United are actively searching for a striker. There is two names at the top of that list. Right at the top of that list is, of course, Charles de Ketelaere, Mr. CDK, the heir to Kevin De Bruyne's throne. We heard on the 9th of July that Charles de Ketelaere, who was the focus of a tussle between AC Milan and Leeds United, did not take part in Club Brugges' recent pre-season friendly, suggesting a move away is close. This is very much like the Rafinha saga. Now, of course, our transfer hopes do look to be on the wane because multiple reports in Italy claim that Milan are preparing a vastly improved second bid. We know they had their first bid rejected, and we know that Leeds United are willing to pay upwards of around about 30 million, a club record, not only a club record, but a Jupiler League record for a transfer fee received for a player. We know that he prefers the move to Milan. There's a lot of Leeds fans that you don't want to come to Leeds. No, he just has a preferred choice. You know, Rafinha didn't want his preferred choice with Barca, but he was still open to the idea of a move to Chelsea and would have gone there had Barcelona not put up the price. You know, you can't say when Rafinha moved here, his first choice was Leeds United. You know, CDK will move from Club Brugges. Hopefully it'll be to Leeds because I think he's perfect for us. He can play anywhere across the front and would work really, really well with Bamford. I can't wait to see them two connecting together if indeed Bamford could stay fit, first of all. And of course, we can sign CDK. We know that he wants to move to Milan. They won the Scudetto. They're a huge club. It's Italy. It's Milan. It's Champions League. Of course, why wouldn't you favour that? So I think we're being harsh if we say to them, oh, you don't want Leeds, you're not coming here. That's just my opinion. People will disagree, and that's fine. Now, Phil Hay did report this morning that Leeds intend to step up their interest in Club Brugges' Charles de Ketelaere when the sale of Rafinha goes through, because, of course, we've got money. Like we see with Calvin, he left the building, then, boom, we saw Darko JB, we saw Tyler Adams, and, of course, we've seen Luis Sinisterra. We now have money again, okay? So now we will push for that striker. And I think, because I'm hearing from multiple sources that we just might dip in the market for a left back. So watch this space, okay? Fingers crossed, because I think we need it, especially with Rafinha picking up a knock, or maybe it's the COVID vaccination thing. I don't know. There's a number of reports. We'll have to wait and see, but hopefully Leeds will go for a left back. But we're here to talk about the striker, okay? Now, of course, he's our top choice. You know, we know that. I think he would link up really, really well with Paddy. He can play anywhere. He's played at left back. He's played in midfield. He can play just off the strike. He can play off the left. He can play off the right. There is a number of, pluses to signing Charles de Ketelaere. But of course, we need to wait to see if AC Milan are willing to get close to the bid that Leeds United are willing to make, which is, verbally around about 30 million, okay? And he is our top targets. Now, of course, in Italy, there are a lot of reports from their journalists saying he don't want to move to Leeds. But I think it's not as cut and dry with the player. Of course, he prefers a move, but of course, the Italian press are going to push the agenda that he doesn't want Leeds, go away, we want him to come to Milan, etc., etc., we will have to wait and see because it is in that do or die stage very, very soon, especially when the move for Rafinha goes through officially. Leeds United will, there's the money. Make your decision. We'll have to wait and see. But I really want Charles de Ketelaere over anybody. I think he would fit us perfectly okay. Might not be at Leeds United for a long time, but some of these new additions might not. If Luis Sinisterra lights it up, he could be getting a move like Rafinha did in a couple of years. But I think the recruitment's bob on. And I think if you paid 30 million for Charles de Ketelaere, he would fit perfectly for us in terms of how we want to play, but also would bring massive revenue if indeed he hits the heights he's supposed to do. And that's what we are right now. That's the position we're in. Now, if Leeds United can't get Charles de Ketelaere and he moves to AC Milan, then that second choice seems to be PSG striker Kalimuendo. He looks to be the second in line, if you like. And look, I'm excited by Kalimuendo as well, Kali, as he's been coined. I like that as well, Kali. PSG want around about 25 million euros for Kalimuendo, which is approximately around about 20 million English pounds. Apparently, Leeds United have verbally had a discussion about a bid that's roughly around about 4 million short of their asking price for the 20-year-old striker. The difference as well with Kalimuendo is he's very much a 9. He's very much a traditional 9. He plays off the shoulder, likes to get in behind, whereas, CDK gives us a multitude of options. And I believe that if Kali was to come in, it would be as a second choice to Bamford, if you like, whereas I'd like to see CDK and Bamford play together. I don't think you're going to see that with Kalimuendo. And if Leeds United were to, hit the asking price around about 20 million English pounds, is that a lot to spend on a 20-year-old striker? And I know a lot of people in the comments will say, no, 20 million is good business, and Leeds have the funds because we've just sold Rafinha. But it's quite a big outlay for a player who is still developing. He's still up in the developing stage. If he doesn't hit the heights he's supposed to do, have we then put ourselves in a situation when we paid for a striker that's going to struggle in the league, perhaps? And that's why my preferred choice is CDK, because I think you have more of a ready player and someone who can offer you a multitude of facets to his game. Whereas I say Kalimuendo is a striker and that's that, and I don't see him and Bamford playing together. I may be wrong. Again, there is a lot more people that know more about the game than me that may say otherwise. But just on Kalimuendo as a prospect, I've done a video on him previously. He's had 2 successful seasons at RC Lens in Ligue 1. He scored 21 goals and added 6 assists in 65 games for Lens, and he's represented the France national side set up from under 16s, 17s, 18s, and he's now in the under-21s, along with Ilian Meslier. Maybe Le Chat needs to have a conversation with Kali and hopefully can convince him to come here. But it's important to talk about that French, international setup at all levels, because we know their national side is stacked with talent throughout. So to even get close to that is great. But the fact he's starting and leading the line for the French under-21 international side tells you already all you need to know. He's already got 12 caps under his belt, and he's scored on a number of occasions as well. And there's a big belief that he will progress to the full national side. It'd be nice to have France's number 9 after Benzema's left the fray at Leeds United, wouldn't it? It would be decent. Now, apparently, there are PSG have already received a number of inquiries for the player, Inter Milan being one of them. There was even talk about a deal for Skriniar, the centre-back, and potentially Kali being added in that as a make-weight, so we'll have to wait and see. Apparently, as well, an offer was rejected from Nottingham Forest back in June, and Newcastle United and Leicester City are also keen, or was keen at that time. Now, Lens hope to have signed the striker for a 3rd successive loan, but PSG look to have decided to sell the 20-year-old this window. They want to get him off the books, and there may be a buyout clause included in that. But we've seen, like with Romeo Lavia's move, I think there's a buyout clause on his move to 40 million. If Leeds United pay 20 million for Kali, let's hope we stick in a buyback clause of 50 million, for example, so at least we get something back if PSG do come back in for him. And what I will say as well about Kali, across Europe's top 5 leagues, players under the age of 20, he is the top scorer on that list, ahead of Bukayo Saka at Arsenal and Ekitike at Romans. So, this kid has a lot of potential. It's just whether or not Leeds United can pay 20 million. Of course we can, and I think it's a decent fee for him. But let's say, for example, Bamford does break down, as a lot of us expect him to do. Can we put enough credence in him leading the line in the Premier League in his first season? It's something we need to consider, and I want to know your thoughts in the comments. But it's clear Leeds United will opt for a striker. It looks like it could be a choice between CDK and, of course, Kalimuendo. After that, I'm not too sure, because I don't know what the plan is with Leeds. Obviously, we were after Nketiah. Had he not signed on with Arsenal, he'd come to Leeds and it would have been sorted. But all the strikers seem to have a very different profile to me, just from looking at them, especially when you compare CDK to Nketiah and Kali. So What is the plan? I don't know. They're looking at obviously the stats, the numbers, etc. I think both would be a great addition to the side. It's just whether or not I put enough trust in Cali to lead the line if Bamford breaks down. I certainly do with CDK. And again, it's the fact that CDK has such a great reputation and can, offer Leeds United so much. So much. And there's been a lot of talk about Leeds United having to go for their second choice. Let's hope in the striker hunt we can get that number one pick, which of course seems to be CDK. Let me know your thoughts on the comments, guys. Thanks very much for tuning in. Head on over to Twitch. I will be live at some point, so please come and follow me over there. Thank you for tuning in as always, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.